not great. It's not great at all. They
No.
uh, they squander a excellent game from Steph Curry on Friday against Minnesota, and they lose 127 to 120. Only to follow up with squandering a 12 3-point game by Steph Curry against Portland, uh, 136 to 131. So, I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. Defensively, this team looks horrible. Kuminga is DNP. Obviously, the writing is on the wall. He's going to get traded. They don't want him to get hurt. But I mean, at the same time, if you don't play him, what's his trade capital? You know, like our team's going to want to trade for a guy that can't even see the court. They don't even know what he looks like. Bazinski's turning the ball over left
Yeah.
and right. He has regressed immensely. I don't understand why you don't play Seth Curry. He was a DMP. How does your hottest hand, our lacrosse player, only get 7 minutes in this game against Portland? Why do you pull out Quentin Post and let Portland just go to town in the post there? No pun intended with the last name there, but it it's a
Hey, intend your
masterclass of
puns, you
failure.
coward.
Yeah, it's a masterclass of failure by Steve Kerr, and I don't say that very often, just because he's just been so prolific over the years, and he's earned that right to make bad decisions. But I mean, in this case, you're not playing the hot hands. You're not even playing a guy who hasn't even played in since preseason in Seth Curry, who's got the freshest legs on the whole entire team. It just doesn't make sense to me what we're doing here. Why? I don't know if we're trying to move pieces for Giannis, but if you're trying to, you're not putting your best effort out right now, and it looks horrible. Right now, they're
Yeah.
currently 13 and 14th, and they're eighth in the West, so still in a playoff spot. But man, you're barely hanging on.
Yeah, this was the 15th different starting lineup. So there's no continuity happening first and foremost. Like that's if there's no continuity, you can't really build together. You can't like there's no cohesion. It's just it's tough to get anything going other than Steph Curry. Like that's the only thing that's like that's been a constant, right now. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, Draymond Green's been in and out of the lineup with the injuries and then the excused absence for whatever reason that was. We don't even really know. But yeah,
yeah,
so this is just it's just I mean, even Curry had the injury, right? And so like he missed time, but he comes back and he drops a 48 burger and you wasted it because of, turnovers and Jimmy's missed a couple games here and there. Um Al Horford's missed almost all the entire season too. So I'd like to get
yeah.
some.
Who would have thought that would have happened? I
I know,
mean,
right?
it's just
the
crazy. Yeah,
guy that
let's get a
the guy whose
40-year-old
options
center.
were sign with the Warriors or retire
Yeah,
has missed a huge chunk of the time. Damn, you
Yeah.
know. I
They're
mean,
just not a good team, man. Like they're just not a very good team. The young guys can't contribute any quality minutes. They're all disappointing. And with Kaminga with DNPs, like he's healthy scratches. So like other than the first week of the season that he gets hurt, that first week of the season has been the most consistent he's ever been. And I just think that this is going to be who he is. This is his career, is that he's, all the talent in the world, but it takes a lot to become an NBA superstar. And with what you're paying Curry and what you pay Jimmy Butler and Draymond, it's over $100 million a season for those three guys. Like so your options are limited on what you can do. And I don't think they're one veteran player away from turning this thing around. Like, I just think this team is destined to be mid because they got no moves to be made. Like, they just,
yeah. They have no real draft capital. They're in cap hell. To your point, so like if you're gonna pick up a guy like Giannis, right? Let's say this trade were to even be a scenario. Giannis is $53 million to the cap per season, at least for this season. Jimmy Butler is 51. So
yeah. So you would have to include Jimmy, another player,
yeah, and Draymond I think
and
is 38 million to the cap,
which
right?
means you would
So
have to take another player coming back. And then you would have to give Milwaukee like 7 first round draft picks or something crazy, um, because there's going to be other teams that can offer a better package. The players, picks, like the only way the Warriors are going to get out of this is if, you somehow trade away Draymond, Jimmy Butler, and you take on expirings. Like somehow you get an expiring contract. So you get rid of Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green and you get expiring contracts back. That way you're waving the flag this season, and then you're hoping next season that you have the cap room to sign someone or do a sign and trade or something. But I just, they're old. This is what happens when you got Curry's 38, 39.
Yep.
Jimmy Butler's 36, 37.
Yeah,
And
Draymond's
Draymond's up
35,
there.
34. Yeah.
And Draymond's played a lot of minutes as the
Multiple
5.
back
So
surgeries too. So,
it's not just the typical running around on the basketball court and being an athlete. It's like he was the center of, taking all of that abuse. So I just think there's a lot of miles and the years that they were really good, guys. I mean, they went to how many straight finals? 4 straight finals.
it's 5. Yeah,
5 straight finals. So I mean, all
win
the
3 of them.
you that's like a whole extra 2 seasons on their legs in a 5-year span. So it sucks. And I think we all thought that there was a turning point with Moody and Pods and some of the other younger guys, and it's not there for whatever reason. And I don't want to crush these guys, but it's just the proof is in the pudding, right? Like they're not a very good team. They're inconsistent.
yeah, they're very mid, and that's where they are right now. They're a game under 500. They're inconsistent. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. That sounds like a 500 team to me.
Yeah, I think when the before the game started this year, I think Vegas had them at 1 game over 500. So, or 1 win over 500, I should say. So, I mean, that's kind of in line with what we were saying when the season started. I
that was
at
kind of
least-
the middle path, right? Like we were thinking like probably somewhere in the 45-ish win neighborhood,
Yeah.
And if they get it figured out, maybe they get up, maybe they get closer to 48 wins if they get it figured out, if they get a trade, or something, if they make magic happen or whatever. But right now, that's a lot of ifs,
Yeah.
So as it stands right now, this is a 500 ball club, and the West is it's top heavy enough that 500 will get you into the play-in tournament. I don't know what good the play-in tournament's gonna do for you, but a lot of people say this, but I think it bears repeating. The worst place you can be is in the middle, and that's where the Warriors are right now. They're in the middle. If you're at the top, you're winning championships, right? If you're at the bottom, you're getting a lot of draft capital. You're getting a lot of really good young players that you're learning to coach up or whatever. If you're in the middle, you're not really competing for championships. You're not getting the best of the best young players either. You're just kind of stuck in neutral, and that's
Yeah, and
kind
I
of where
think
we're at.
I think this mantra that we have to do right by Curry because of everything he's done for the team. But I think the right thing to do is blow it up, man. Like, I'm not saying get rid of Curry, but I think you're just gonna have to blow it up. And whatever the last couple of years of what Curry presents to the team it is what it is. But you got to think about the future. What's the world gonna be like after Curry's gone? It's right now. I tell you right now, if Curry's gone, this team is going to be a bottom feeder team. So why not get ahead of it and blow it up and see if you can get some capital to make sure that when Curry sails off into the sunset, it's not the end of the world for the Warriors. Like, there's a promise,
tell
there's a
you-
future.
My theory on why Joe Lacob won't blow it up right now or even next year is that even if a team is mid, if you can almost get to that play-in tournament, fans are going to pay to see Curry, Draymond, Jimmy Butler. They're going to pay.
Oh, yeah.
And even for a mid team, if you get rid of Draymond, Jimmy Butler, and okay, you free up cap space and you're still a mid team and you don't have stars, um, that's people aren't going to show up for that. They're going to complain and they're not going to pay for it. So I think you're going to hold on to Draymond and Steph and probably Jimmy. One, I don't think there's any takers for Draymond or Jimmy. I really don't. Why would you help the Warriors,
Yeah.
especially with like Draymond, the sentiment around the league? Why would you bring that after he's, that everybody knows, we're all aware of how the NBA feels about Draymond. And then Jimmy Butler, if he's not happy at the
Well,
Warriors and he
hold
wasn't
on.
happy with
In that
Miami,
in that in that same vein, though, I mean, uh, you know, what's his name for the Suns? So and he was with the Rockets. And likes to antagonize LeBron James.
Dylan Brooks.
He's still getting jobs left and right. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I
he's
mean?
still productive and good right now.
He can't shoot the ball very well, but he could be defensively. And
He had, I
Draymond,
mean, he had that game one. He made that three, and then he fouled. Then he fouled LeBron.
yeah. Then he decided to bark in LeBron's face, which
Yeah,
is,
that was stupid. But Brooks is still a young player. Draymond, he's not a young player, and he's not very productive right now. His defense is not very good right now, and it sucks. But I don't think Joe Lacob's going to execute any trades with those guys because they're going to pay, because fans are going to pay. There's going to be the farewell tour next year. It sounds, to me, it's probably next year's the farewell tour, because I think they all expire at the end of next year. And you're going to have, I think Kerr's contract is tied with Curry. So end of next year, you're probably saying goodbye. So I think they're going to do the farewell tour of this current version of the Golden State Warriors, because they want to get as much money as they can and all the crap they can sell of Draymond and Steph going out together. I think that's the plan. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just think from a financial thing, that's probably the way that Lacob is going to go. And then you're not going to risk trading away your capital, your draft capital, and you start over, you rebuild, and then hopefully you can maybe entice a free agent, because you have all this money now that Curry and Draymond and Steph, are off the books. Maybe you can entice a free agent to come your way, or you sign and trade a couple of stars that are available. I don't know. But I think this is kind of the destiny of the Warriors. As long as you have these hefty contracts, you don't really have a lot of moves. Like, who can you get? I hear like Malik Monk. That ain't doing shit.
Yeah, you're just peddling the can down the road.
Exactly.
Here, So, agreed. Well, last thing here on this one, the upcoming games on Thursday, they do play against Phoenix. We were just talking about how they blew the game against the Lakers. So, and then we play kind of a baseball series in a sense, but we play them
home
again.
and home.
Well, it says at Phoenix and then home against Phoenix. So
yeah, so it's a home and home. So like we play at their home.
Oh,
and then
sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we get to see what that team is about twice here in this week here. So Thursday and Saturday, pack your bags to go to Phoenix and then come back home against Phoenix.
Yeah, I do like that there is some like time in between. You do get some time to work on, practice and stuff like that, and heal up a little bit for those of you that are injured. So there is some. It has been a bit of a gauntlet. This schedule. There's been a lot of back-to-backs and stuff like that. So, nice little break in the schedule right now, at least. So a lot fewer games over these last week and this week. Only 2 games last week. Only 2 games this week. So heading into the Christmas season, it's a little colder out. These old men don't have to like play as many games in December and out in the cold getting whatever. So I do appreciate that. Didn't appreciate the gauntlet to start the season though.
Yeah,
and
it was
put them
rough.
in this situation.